we set up this place yesterday. This is the newer property. Well, they're all newer properties as last few days, but this is the one we did late in the day. Shot a bunch of video from here. Have this little 2-track. It's got like this turnip field right here, food plot. 2 tracks going that way. You got all this super tall brush, and Steve put in a flat set down there in the road in the 2-track, and I put in a dirt hole right here, and then we just continued on down through here. And first thing this morning, Mr. Raccoon shows up, probably in here eating these turnips, and he shows up and made an absolute train wreck of my dirt hole set. But boy, every coyote in the neighborhood ought to see this from now on. So decent sized coon. I'm gonna guess it's probably a boar coon, wouldn't you think, Steve?
Probably.
They're moving around looking for mates this time of year. Dark, he's a dark little coon, but he's a pretty good sized one. That's probably
no rubs on him.
Do what?
No rubs on him.
No rubs? No, he's not rubbed at all, and he's probably a double extra large, don't you think?
Yeah, probably.
So we'll take care of this coon and reset this. Hopefully we'll get a coyote here tomorrow, and we'll go on down and check the rest of these sets on this property. Okay, so we're on, this is the next spot that we checked. This is the spot where we got a road that goes up there, road that goes on down, and then this road that we just came from where we caught the coon up there a little bit farther, down through here. 3-way intersection, got an old Milo field right here, and then they got a food plot out here, and there's tons of coyote scat running up and down this little road, so we went ahead and put a big fancy, this was the double dirt hole right here.
Sure, that was the 3.
Big fancy double major dirt hole here, super eye appeal, made it just huge and fancy. One of the holes we didn't put anything in front of, the other one we put a trap in. And we got this, this is a big male coyote right here. And not so happy. Not so happy at all. So, all right, we'll take care of this. You can see there's a huge circle here, and we'll take care of this and move on down the road. Okay, here's the remake on this set that we just caught this big male coyote in. And again, we got the 2-track, Milo field, food plot, 2-track going this way, more Milo over here, tall grass all up there, tall grass all down there, creek over there in the end. It's a perfect pinch point for these coyotes. There's all this grass and stuff where rabbits and mice and everything are hunting. And this was our big double dirt hole that we put in here. And all we've done now is I basically put the dirt hole back and made kind of a what I call a debris set out of it. We basically, there's the dirt hole, piled some debris around there to help make a little bit of a backing since the backing was destroyed. Used the scat that the coyote left here, and then we just let everything else just kind of be. I did not use lure or urine. I just went ahead and rebaited it and left it because this whole place smells like a coyote now. Because it was an alpha, it was a big alpha, one thing that we did do is we moved right over here, just outside the catch circle, right on the edge of the same corner here, right here, and right here. And we used this little tuft of sage-grass and put a little flat set in right here. Used a couple of other pieces of coyote scat from somewhere else, so that now this time of year it's a good territorial thing to get them to go, what the heck's going on over here and who's putting stuff in here. And the reason we did that is super attractive now, but sometimes the betas will not go in that catch circle, especially that was a big alpha male. It smells like him, the whole submissive thing. But they'll still be attracted to this, and they're all going to stop here and check this out. So the ones that will not go in that catch circle, hopefully tomorrow we have the alpha female in there, but the ones that start circling, won't go in that catch circle, hopefully they're going to come right over here, try to figure out what this is, and we'll catch one here. So we could literally have a double here tomorrow if things work out perfectly. We'll stay tuned. See ya. Okay, so Steve and I are on another farm now, and this farmer's got a deer feeder right there, and he's got a game camera right over there, and he says he sees coyotes constantly coming through here. So he's been calling and calling, tried to get us to come over here and trap these coyotes. We finally made it. There's a big power line right here. You can see there's an old like 2-track trail that goes through the power line, through an old fence there, and probably every predator's running that. There's this edge here, right here along the edge of this field, and then this edge here right along this field, and just a barely a hint of a 2-track that goes up there along the edge past the deer feeder and on around into some other really tall grass in a field. So Steve put in a flat set right here, which is this old tree that's laying here, been here for God knows how long. And right here he's got a flat set which is right along this edge. Oh, there's also a old road that comes out of the forest right here that I didn't show you. So you got this edge, you got the power line, and you got this old road that comes out right there. And when we drove on it, and it goes back there, I don't know, all the way to the next farm, so probably a mile. So there's all these things that are coming together, and you can see how thick this edge is here. So Steve put in a flat set right here along this log, right here at the end of the log, and blended it all in with this grass.
He just pulled that log out of that.
Yeah, the log just was laying right here, and he literally just pulled it like a few feet and kind of stuck it out a little bit just to give him something to see when they were coming down this edge. Covered it up with grass. He's got it bedded in dirt, dry dirt, but then just the grass that kind of blended in. It's got urine, and you put a punch hole in there.
Yeah.
Put a couple punch holes in there just up on the base of that. Stuck some bait and some lure down in there. So you can't see it, but it's down underneath that log in those punch holes, and then some urine on it. So that'll be a fantastic little flat set for them coyotes as they're coming by.
And they'll drive, if they're driving down this road, if the farmer's checking cows, he'll come outside of that stump because he won't want to hit it, so he'll miss the trap.
Yeah, exactly. So farmer hopefully won't run over that because that stump's sticking out. And then I put in a dirt hole right up here. Steve, gonna bring the buggy up and I'll walk up here. I put in a dirt hole right up here because obviously if it's good for one trap, it's good for two, especially this time of year. A lot of these coyotes are paired up. There was snow on the ground the last couple days. Every coyote track we saw was 2s. They're all paired up for breeding season. So plus, you know, I'm just kind of a big believer, if you're gonna put in one, put in 2. So I have another one right here, just not far up the road. And this one we wanted something super, super flashy since that one was kind of incognito. And again, you can see right there is the line or the road that comes out of the forest, the power line, this edge. And I put in a big flashy double dirt hole. This is the dirt hole that's gonna have bait and lure in it. The trap's right here. I've used this piece of sage grass here as a backing and on the side, and then this piece of fescue on this side. So he's pretty much forced into this area, and there's a sticker bush, itty bitty little sticker bush right back there. He's not gonna wanna go around that. He's gonna be forced to come right here. And I gave him a second dirt hole right here that I'm not gonna put anything in, but that'll just give him added attraction to go back and forth, and when he goes back and forth, his feet are gonna be moving and hopefully we'll catch him. So now we're gonna move on and put in a few more sets on this property. Okay, we're in the corner of this big sage grass field, and we'd actually been to this location earlier in the year. First week of December, Steve and I came here, and there's a bunch of brambles and stuff over there, and this farmer has been calling and wanting us to come back because he sees all these coyotes, having all kinds of coyotes, problems with his livestock and stuff. So we decided, we're driving right by his house anyway from where we're putting in another set, so we decided to come on in and just throw in a few quick sets to see if we can catch a few more coyotes off of here. So earlier I caught a coyote here. You can see the catch circle. This was a month ago, and we just came in here and we put in a few other sets, and then we came over here to look around, and as you can see, this was where the old backing was for a flat set. And Excuse me. Excuse me. So then you can see that the coyotes have actually been digging in here, and they've been pulling the dirt out over here. And because I had the flat set with like 3 little punch holes around that piece of backing, and you can see that they've been here several times since we pulled traps and left a month ago, because this was not this way before. They've basically just dug all this out. And a couple things. Number one, that shows you that just because you caught coyotes here before, they're not shy. They'll come right back in this catch circle, at least a lot of them. And number two, it shows you how long these lures and baits last. I mean, it was just an itty bitty little bit of lure and bait that was shoved down an itty little bitty little punch hole, and they were coming back here and digging and digging and digging and digging, trying to get to that. So with that being said, since we've caught coyotes here in the past, I then moved right over here to the edge of the catch circle, and I put in another flat set right there on that big piece of sage grass. You can see here's my set out in front, kind of blended in. And again, I have a punch hole right in the middle of that grass where I put some top dog predator bait down in there. And then I have an itty bitty little punch hole there and an itty bitty little punch hole there right on each side of the sage grass. And I put a different lure in each side. And hopefully that's going to be just like it was before, where they're going back and forth from side to side, moving around, their feet are moving, and I'm catching them in the trap. There's trails, all kinds of trails running up and down through here. Steve's over here putting in a big flashy dirt hole because the coyotes are just running this edge along this field, and there is trails all over in here. And we were looking closely, we're not seeing a ton of deer tracks in here. Most of these are critter trails, and then there's all kinds of little trails where they're going into those brambles over there, and most of that is like coons, but these other animals are probably using those too. So hopefully we're gonna double up here. Here's Steve's little dirt hole. We'll walk over here and show you real quick. There we go. Steve's put in a little double dirt hole there. You can see he's using that as the backing. Got a little double dirt hole. Kind of got like a mess out here in the front of it, so there's lots of eye appeal to this. So we got one set that's tons of eye appeal, one set that there's very little eye appeal. And we'll see how these do over the next few days.